So the UFC finally announced a banger fight for the main card for UFC 300, which is Max Holloway versus Justin Gaethje. Is going to be a 5-round fight for the BMF belt. What a fight that is. I know a lot of people have been, kind of going back and forth about this fight, saying that, oh, this is a bad matchup for Max Holloway. This is bad, but honestly, I love this fight. I understand that Max Holloway this is probably the toughest person he's ever fought, just because, and I know I'm saying that because even if he fought Alexander Volkanovski, this is a really tough fight because this is the hardest hitter that he's ever faced in his entire career, by far. I mean, listen, Dustin Poirier is a hard hitter, but he ain't Justin Gaethje in my honest opinion. I think Justin Gaethje has like insane knockout power, especially when you compare it to Dustin Poirier, in my honest opinion. And I look back at that fight between Max and Dustin Poirier, and that was a great fight for Max. It wasn't a bad fight. The thing is that there was obviously a power difference, a huge power difference when it came to both of those guys. Max Holloway didn't really have any sting in his strikes versus Dustin Poirier. Whenever Dustin Poirier hit him, I mean, it really affected Max Holloway, and that's why he lost the fight. And I understand that this is a completely different fight, but in a way, it's kind of similar. It is kind of similar. I think Justin Gaethje is going to pretty much look kind of the same as how Dustin Poirier looked in that fight. I think he's going to tag Max Holloway, and it's going to affect Max a lot more. But I don't want to talk about just all the in-depth stuff because a lot of people already talked about it already. I want to talk about what this means for Max Holloway if he's able to beat Justin Gaethje, because I do give him a chance. I am not picking him to win the fight, but we have to say that he has a chance to win this fight. There is, in my opinion, I think Max Holloway can beat Justin Gaethje and become the new BMF champion. And not only that, become a top contender in the lightweight division. I honestly, genuinely believe it. It's going to be tough to do it. Damn near really tough, because I really do believe that Justin Gaethje is going to win this fight. I think Justin Gaethje is just going to be too much for Max Holloway. I think Max Holloway is, he doesn't have the power to go up against a guy like Justin Gaethje, in my opinion, because, listen, Max Holloway, his striking is fantastic, but his power, I mean, he will be good against a guy like in the featherweight division, but this is a lightweight division. This is a whole different division with guys who hit really fucking hard. Let's just be honest. They hit really fucking hard, and I don't know if Max is going to be able to fend off against a strike from Justin Gaethje. But I want to get into a hypothetical, and I understand hypotheticals are hypotheticals for a reason. Likeliness is probably not going to happen, but I want to put this out there in the universe because I find this to be very interesting. Imagine Max Holloway beats Justin at UFC 300. He's going to then be one of the top lightweights on the planet. He beat the guy who is supposed to be fighting Islam Makhachev next. That's pretty much what's going on. So there is a lot of risk for Justin Gaethje as well. Don't make it seem like there's only risk for Max Holloway, because there is risk for Max Holloway. But there's also risk for Justin Gaethje. He can lose his spot at the top of the lightweight division to face Islam Makhachev next. And that's who, listen, that's the end-all be-all for Justin Gaethje. He wants to get that next title shot, And I understand what he wants to give the fans what they want for UFC 300, and I commend that. But there is some risk for Justin Gaethje, because if he loses to Max, he's losing that shot. You know what I mean? He will have to build himself back up a little bit, probably have another fight, and then maybe he gets a title shot again against Islam Makhachev. But if Max wins, he's a top 2 lightweight on the planet. Let's just be honest, because I'm assuming that this fight is going to be happening at lightweight. I believe it is, because there's no way Justin Gaethje is going down to 145. But not only, he's going to have all the leverage in the world. Max Holloway is going to have all this leverage to kind of do whatever he wants. I think that he will go back down to 145 and challenge whoever was between Volkanovski and Ilia Topuria, because I'm pretty sure the UFC will give him that title shot after he beats a guy like Justin Gaethje. I think the smart idea for him is to go back down to 145, wait for the next title shot between either him, Volkanovski or Topuria. And let's just say, for example, hypothetical, I hope it doesn't happen, but Topuria beats Alexander Volkanovski. They're going to pretty much almost immediately, if Max Holloway doesn't take a crazy amount of damage in that fight against Justin Gaethje, they're probably going to do that maybe later down the line in 2024. You know, maybe around August, around there, you know, maybe September, and do that fight between him and Topuria. Because I think Topuria will want to do that fight. In my honest opinion, I think he wants to fight Max Holloway. And let me just say this. If Max Holloway can beat Justin Gaethje, he can definitely beat Ilia Topuria. And I will favor Max Holloway to beat Ilia Topuria in that fight. 100%. And let's say, for example, I understand, hypotheticals, whatever. But I see this happening. This is a likely scenario. He beats Ilia Topuria. He has all the leverage. Now he then can call out Alexander Volkanovski for a fourth fight and be like, listen, we have unfinished business. I'm the champion. You want to be the champion again? Fight me. You know, he wants to get revenge, exact revenge on Alexander Volkanovski, and he could do the fourth fight. And let's just say, with a batter down, and let's say Volk loses by KO to Topuria, and I hope that doesn't happen, because, I mean, my sanity is slowly breaking when it comes to Volkanovski. Let's say he beats him. He beats Volk. Who says that he can't go up to the 155-pound division, to the lightweight division, and challenge Islam Makhachev and try and become a double champion? And I know, listen, this is the least likely. Him beating Islam Makhachev, that's like trying to wish to flip a coin and get heads 10 times in a row. That's probably not going to happen. You know what I mean? There's no fucking way that happens. But just imagine for a second he's able to do that. He cements himself, and that will be the greatest run in the history of the sport, better than anything that anybody has ever done. I don't care what nobody says. That will be the greatest run in the history of the sport, and Max could possibly do it. I mean, the likeliness is 0.000000001%, but just imagine if he's able to beat Justin, beat Topuria, beat Alex, and beat Islam Makhachev. I understand. We're looking at, listen, the odds of that happening is like plus 20 billion. But imagine how crazy that will be. Listen, even if then, going and beating Justin Gaethje and then going down and beating Topuria, that will mean so much for his legacy. Because that's a more likely scenario. Him going back down to 145 and becoming the champion there. I can see that happen. I can see him if he beats Justin Gaethje, I can see him beat Volk or Topuria. To be honest with you, because Justin Gaethje is Justin Gaethje is a fucking savage. Justin Gaethje is probably the hardest hitter in the 155-pound division, in my honest opinion. I'm trying to think of all the people in the 155-pound division, and I think he probably hits the hardest out of everybody in that division. And he's able to fend off that and beat Justin Gaethje somehow, and then go back down to 145. I mean, he to me will probably surpass Jose Aldo as number 2 on the featherweight list, in my honest opinion. I think if he does that, that makes him, I believe, a 2-time. I think it will be a 2-time featherweight champion. So that will be absolutely insane for the legacy of Max Holloway. And I want to talk about that because, listen, Justin Gaethje, if he beats him, we obviously know that he's going to get the title shot next regardless. And it does, does it mean a good amount for him to be Max? Yes, it does. But it doesn't mean as much if Max beats Justin Gaethje. That will mean even more to Max Holloway than anything else. So there's a lot riding for Max Holloway going into UFC 300, to be honest with you. Because the possibilities are endless if he beats Justin Gaethje. I feel like he can kind of do what he wants. You know? Because at 155, if he beats a guy like Justin Gaethje, imagine. I'm not saying that he can beat Islam, because I don't think he can beat Islam. There's no fucking way he beats Islam. There's no way. I highly doubt it. The only way he will be able to do that, he will have to get a quick KO. And the only person I can see get a quick KO on Islam is Justin Gaethje, not Max Holloway. Max Holloway does not have the knockout power. And I understand he did get a clean knockout against Korean Zombie, but that's the Korean Zombie who is way past his prime. So, but we'll see what happens. I'm super excited for the fight. Because there's that little inkling of a chance where Max Holloway can pull off the impossible and heighten his legacy even more than it already is. Because he's already, to me, damn near a top 20 fighter of all time. I'm assuming for sure top 30, 100%. Top 25 probably, you know. But how much that will elevate him to do that and then go back down and become a champion there, that would be amazing for his career. But let's see what happens. I'm excited for the fight, and finally the UFC gave us what we wanted, which is a very good fight. So excited for that. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon with another video. Peace out.